people used to always say, oh, the arcades, the games back in the day they're ruining our youth and all that stuff.
A lot of unusual laws around games, and you know, it's hard to keep up with it.
He called the city on me, and he said that this guy, he has an arcade running in his house, and he's charging neighborhood kids to play games there.
I was the Charlie Bucket of arcade games.
Really love the friends I've made through this hobby from all walks of life.
I'm a technology coordinator at a private school.
I'm in the sign business.
I've been involved in plastics for quite some time.
I work in a very casual office, so I wear shorts and t-shirts every day. I mean, I'm just a big kid at heart.
I am a professional advisor for the Department of Defense.
I'm a firmware engineer at Seagate.
I run a music company and distribution, and I'm also a music producer.
I'm a programmer. I work at AOL right now.
By trade, I'm a mechanic. I work on cars at a Dodge dealership.
I buy games and I have a website and sell games through there.
We just want all the collectors to come together and just, you know, trade, tell stories, just hang out, have fun.
I think that when somebody comes into a house and they see 20 or 50 games, they think that you have like some kind of Pez dispenser that just spits out arcade games.
Or like, oh, you shouldn't build a building on your property that has all these games in there.
I'm not a patient enough guy to wait 3 years, so like I would just obsessively like post everywhere I could, check every retailer I could, and 9 times out of 10 I could find any game that I wanted.
I just take stock. I think everybody should take stock in the fact that of the group of us that were there in between 1980 and like 1985.
When I started collecting, I was on the lookout for Dig Dug, Zookeeper, and Dragon's Den. Those were my like 3 favorite games when I was a kid. But then as you start collecting these games, other games kind of come up that you go, oh, I never played that before.
In the late 80s to early 90s, I started having this urge to kind of go back to that time and play those games.
If you gave a 12-year-old all the money you wanted and said, build whatever you want, you know? I still feel like mentally I'm in the same place. My mind's in the same place, is basically the bottom. It's like I thought these were the coolest things ever when I was a kid, and I still feel that way.
I didn't even realize I had that much stuff until my wife and I signed the contract on the house, and I'm like, wait a minute, we got like 4 weeks to empty this place. And it's easy to convince your friends, you know, hey, I'm making some burgers on the grill, come on over. I got to move this one game downstairs. You know, you get two guys and you move a game downstairs, that's no problem. Then when you got to convince them that you got 30 of them to move in 2 weeks, your friends disappear really quick.
Pac-Mans, Miss Pac-Man.
You can't look at an arcade and not smile a little bit.
I wonder if after we move on, will there be players that come in that get to the levels that people like myself can now get to in the future? I don't know about that. I tend to doubt that.
Time seems to be the one element that's against collectors. There's never enough time to keep games running, get them all working, get them all restored.
You know, I have 4 children. I hope that one of those 4, you know, when I'm dead and gone, they have a collection just like this. And I hope they keep it going, and I hope they say, you know, this was my dad's favorite game, and I hope they tell their kids.
These machines are 20, 25 years old, and they're just going to burn out.
Hopefully somebody will take them up and say, this is really cool. This is, you know, actually I'm not concerned about it, because I think some generation will find and respect the games for what they are.
Hello, I'm Teresa.